Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only a champ swing the hardest in the 12th round. I love the fourth quarter, I love the ninth inning, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me never. I'm so Cassius Clay, I'm Tyson in his prime.
You know me, man. I'm Barry Bonds with Mines. What's up, motherfuckers? Happy Money Monday and welcome to the Pressure Podcast, everybody.
Give me a hell yeah!
Pressure means to perform, react, and do using strategies and sports under rigorous environments, motherfucker.
Finish him!
Today we are back. We're here Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at midnight. Y'all should know this by now, all right? Pressure heads know. We are live from our studio in Orlando, Florida. It's your boy King Cole.
LeBron!
Rated M for Millennials. Today we're going to have a different edition of the Pressure Podcast. Today we will be talking the NBA like we do. But we're also going to be mixing in Greek mythology here, okay? Now, let's say an apocalyptic event happened like an asteroid or something, and then we don't have any more footage. We don't have any more Wi-Fi. We have no more TV screens. We have to go with our vocal truths. We're gonna have to create epics through poems or literature somehow, and tell the younger generations of these
basketball players.
These legends, these people who are not normal, people who are just badass.
Be cool, nigga.
Winners. We're talking best for the best of the best, sir, with honor.
Talk that sass, nigga. Talk that sass.
And this is actually not going to be that easy.
Oh, Captain America.
This is not going to be easy. We tried. I had to, you know what I'm saying? So I had to delay it a little bit, but I think we got it down, and we could always span up on this on another episode, and we could always revisit this.
And we can always look at each other's aspects in this and be like, okay, maybe this wasn't the guy to pick. This was the guy to pick.
Yeah.
And, agree on that.
Yes. So the criteria of the Greek mythology, we're millennials, like I mentioned earlier. We're rated M for millennials. The best Greek characters and movies that we've seen in our lifetime now. In our lifetime, in the chronological order that it came out, was Hercules first. You saw the TV show Hercules and Xena, but the animated Disney one, that one was the biggest one. That came out in '97. Then you got Gladiator. Then you got Troy. Then you got 300. Okay? And that's in our generation.
It's one of my favorites to this day. Probably my favorite. Probably top 2.
And Greek mythology,
Still say Gladiator and Troy.
Greek mythology is found in everyday walks of life to this day. It's that important. The epics are that crazy that, you know what I'm saying, some people still argue if it's real or just, you know what I'm saying, a comic book of the yesteryears, but the point is that it stood the test of times and you still hear the names to this day. So, without further ado, let's get to it.
Finish him!
All right, so here's the criteria. We picked up 5 from those movies. We have Achilles. Achilles is known as the best of the Greeks, of all Greeks, okay? Then you have King Leonidas. He's the best of the Spartans. The Spartans were inside of Greece, but they weren't considered Greeks. They were considered different because they were different. It's kind of like you have North America, USA, but then you have inside USA, basically like, let's say, Native American reservations. Inside there, they have their own little colony, their own little way of being, their own little everything. They're not considered Americans. They're considered Native Americans. That's the Spartans. They're considered a little different than the Greeks. Olympus is where the gods live. That's where Zeus, Athena, Hades. Well, not Hades.
Big boys.
But you know what I mean.
Those are the ones we can't go with because as much as we love
That's
these
Hercules.
players.
Yeah. That was Hercules. Hercules, the best of Olympus, of Mount Olympus. Hector is the best of Troy. He's the only one to have rivaled Achilles, and he died to him. He lost to him and got killed. And then you got Maximus, who's the best of Rome. So I think you got the best of everything in ancient times, except maybe Egypt. You got the best of Greeks, the best of Spartans, the best of Mount Olympus, the best of Trojans, and the best of Romans. Okay? So give me your 5.
I'll start with my old school 5. With Hercules, I put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Just I feel like somebody who can do pretty much everything in dominant fashion. Second scoring all time. But like I said, this was real tough, so bear with me here. With Achilles, I put Bill Russell there because he pretty much dominated until the end of his time, and R.I.P. Bill Russell. Then I put for Hector, I put Larry Bird. Somebody who I think, I feel like Bill Russell's the king of Boston when it comes to his how famous he is. But Larry Bird is the prince. So that's why I went with him. Then King Leonidas, I put Jerry West, because he pretty much started the whole thing. And again, he's the logo. And people don't know how much he had to go through before he actually, got to the promised land. And then Maximus, I put Magic, because he was Showtime. He was Showtime, and I feel like that's what the Gladiator kind of did. He just, are you not entertained? You know what I'm saying? So those are my 5.
So Achilles was Bill Russell. Hector was Larry Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Who was Hercules?
Kareem. I went Kareem.
Kareem. Who was King Leonidas?
King Leonidas was Jerry West.
Jerry West, and Magic Johnson was Maximus.
Yeah.
So
again, those are my old school. So
yeah, if I had to make an old school one, which I didn't off the top of my head before the '96 draft, I would have to say Hercules was Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay.
Because let's revisit this again. So Achilles is the main Greek hero in the Trojan War. For those who don't know, the Trojan War was a dispute between Greece and Troy, and it was over a girl that, well, it wasn't really over a girl, but it started because of a girl that was married to the king of Sparta back then. It wasn't Leonidas. He had the most beautiful woman on earth gifted him by the gods, and Hector's little brother stole him. And that's who Hector is. Hector is the prince and the heir to the throne to Troy. But he just happens to be the best of the Trojan warriors as well. He, like I said, he's the only guy who rivals that of Achilles. Achilles is known as the best Greek warrior of all time. So there's that. King Leonidas is the king of Spartans. So he's famous because he took 300 Spartans against tens of thousands of Persians and kicked ass before they went down. Hercules is known for doing a lot of good deeds around the community and helping slay beasts of all kinds. He's called the strongest of all Greeks. Or obviously he's an Olympian because
he's in charge.
But he was considered the strongest of all of them. Okay, and then Maximus is, like he said, Showtime. He's the best of the Roman gladiators. He's the guy that he's the main event in the Roman Colosseum. All right, so I would say Wilt Chamberlain is the strongest of them all, like Hercules. I would say
I can see that argument as well.
I would have to say that Achilles and Hector would have to be Bird and Magic.
Bird and Magic?
Since they were the rivals there,
okay.
To me it made more sense. King Leonidas would have to be Bill Russell.
All right.
He was the greatest leader out of I think out of all those people that we mentioned here, he's the greatest leader. Probably only rivaled by Hector.
I just started to say a lot about Jerry West as a leader too, because he kept falling down and falling down and falling down, and he finally got him over the hump, So that's why I say that to me that's great leadership as well. To be able to, take that hit and take that hit and take that hit. So many people don't want to take that hit and keep taking that hit. So I just, out of respect for him, I thought, why not him? Especially because he was one of those who started the shit. So.
Well, I would say that Jerry West, the logo will have to be Maximus. Showtime.
Okay.
All right. So then let's get into since the '96 draft.
Okay, so I don't think he was before the '96, but I put him there anyways. I put Jordan. Jordan to me is Hercules, and I just could I don't find nobody. If I was gonna do that, I would put Hercules or Kobe, but that's not the case here. I gotta go with Jordan because Jordan to me is the most dominant player to ever, hit that hardwood. Then from his jumper to his layup package, his dunk package, his ball handling, like the clutch, the killer, the strength. I mean, he built it, but the strength. Yeah, him. So then Achilles, I put Kobe. Again, another killer. And probably the closest thing to Hercules, other than brute strength. Hector, I put LeBron. I put LeBron there because I feel like he's little brother to them too. And then King Leonidas, I put Steph Curry. There, and Maximus, I put Shaquille O'Neal.
All right.
Are you not entertained? He does it all the time too. It's okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, to me,
talk your shit.
I'm gonna have to go with the same 5 guys that you guys see in the middle of your screen right there.
Okay.
So, the guy in the middle with his hands up, LeBron James, that's got to be Hercules to me because of the longevity. Hercules is known to have started as a human and then ended up earning his immortalness because of all the good deeds that he did. And I think that, and just because of his brolic force, I think that's just signifies more Hercules than anybody else is LeBron. So then I got Achilles and Hector. That's got to be Jordan and Kobe. I think Kobe's the best of the West and Jordan's the best of the East. I've got Maximus as Steph Curry because Maximus is Showtime. Steph Curry, you put him in the middle of the arena and he just lights out.
You're right.
And then
You're right about that.
King Leonidas would be Iverson because the equivalent to the 300 Spartans versus 10,000 Persians is Allen Iverson in 2001 versus the Los Angeles Lakers.
Talk that sass, nigga. Talk that sass.
He only won one game and died, but believe me, that one game was memorable. 48 fucking points on Shaq and Fox and Fisher and Kobe Bryant and all them in their own house. So
I like that one.
I think that was the perfect list right there for that one.
I'm with it.
I had a hard time struggling, and then I realized I had it right here. The answer is right there. All right, but let's go with Greek mythology. If we had to tell the story of the NBA, okay? If we had to tell the story of the NBA from start to finish, this is going to be an even tougher list. This is the one I'm struggling with right now. Who is the Greek myths here? Who in all-time NBA? Who's Achilles? Who's King Leonidas? Who's Hercules? Who's Hector? And who's Maximus? This is not going to be easy.
Fatality.
Well, since you said longevity, I guess I'll put LeBron as Hercules, because, I mean, damn near 40, the good man's 40 years old, out here going to all-star games, and, you know what I'm saying, he's still playing at a very high level, so I can't say nothing wrong about that. Not saying he's the best player, just saying, yeah. And then Achilles, I'm going with Jordan. I'll go with Jordan there. I'll go with Jordan right there. And then I'm going to go... Yeah, I guess I'll go... I'm going to keep... Okay, I'm going to put Hector... I'm going to put Kobe for Hector.
Okay.
And then... Yeah, let's go, Bill Russell, King Leonidas, and then, Maximus, Steph Curry. We'll keep Steph right there.
I like that. So here's what I'm thinking. Alexa, shut up. Alexa, shut up. We don't know who activated Alexa. We have not spoken to her. Okay. So back to the mythology. So if I have to tell somebody that a guy named Hercules existed, that would have to still be Will Chamberlain. He's the guy that scored 100 points. He's the guy that was an Olympic record-breaking long jumper and all kinds of shit. This man he literally was a different animal. He was not normal, very not normal. So I would have to keep him at Hercules.
Which makes it so hard because none of these are.
Yeah. Then
makes it so hard.
Achilles will have to be the greatest warrior, so it has to be Michael Jordan. Hercules is known for his strength. Achilles is known just to be the best warrior in war business.
Anything close combat,
Yeah.
it's pretty much over. Just know you're going to lose.
His number 2 to that would be Hector, and I think that would still be Kobe. I think King Leonidas has to be Bill Russell.
There's so many you can go Maximus too. That's a good thing too. Like there's so many that entertain the fuck.
Maximus had to be Magic.
Magic.
I will start the story with Hercules and then Bill Russell. Then get to Magic. And then get to Jordan and Kobe.
That's what they call in the showbiz a money shot.
Yeah.
At the end there, you killed it. Like that's gonna be the one that's gonna get the most views. I promise, guaranteed. Kobe and Jordan's highlights will make your eyes pop out of your sockets.
Yeah. And if all you had was like stats, you'd have nothing visual, like no pictures, no nothing, no gifs, no clips, no highlight. It would be nothing. It would be very difficult, but I think that matches just perfectly with what would have to happen for people to believe it. Because the thing about this list, though, not Maximus, King Leonidas of the Spartans is the only one that's confirmed to have actually lived. The other guys, back then, they didn't have paper. They wrote in stone and shit. So a lot of that shit was, gone. A lot of those records are gone. All that lived on was like poems and songs.
Yeah.
But you don't write the same shit. You don't speak of the same shit or sing the same shit for thousands of years for no reason. They didn't believe Troy. Listen, they don't believe the Trojan War existed, let alone that a place called Troy existed until about 100 years ago. Someone found it. The actual Troy has been found, and they have found that it's been in a lot of layers. It's like a lot of cities built on top of the old ones. So they have found Troy. So it's a real city. Some of the names are real, like King Priam, who's Hector's father. So some of these names must be real. And then not only that, the names that they chose for these poems were relative to the eras. So there's a lot of coincidences to make you believe that there's something happened there, and maybe these poems and stories come from that. Hercules, we'll never know. There's no story of a real Hercules, or you know what I'm saying, or Zeus or any of those guys. So we don't know if Hercules really existed. Maximus did exist, but his story wasn't like based
That's
on.
why they call it mythology.
The movie Gladiator wasn't exactly based on a true story. It was just based on somebody but they took liberties with.
That's why they call it mythology, because they think of it as almost like God. You ain't seen him, you know what I'm saying? So you don't see. It's almost like they got to see to believe instead of just believing in it.
Yeah.
But hey, not everybody has that type of faith.
Yes.
Let's just hope some of y'all do, because if it ever comes to that, and y'all hear these stories, they're true.
I mean, people. The thing about it is, back in the day, we didn't have sports. The sports was war. So your most famous countrymen, or the most famous person of people's countries back then, were either a king or something like that, or some famous scientist or artist, or your best warrior. That's how you got remembered back then. That was the Hall of Fame categories back then. But we don't go to war as much anymore, so those gladiators and warriors became athletes, which is why the Olympics still continues. The Olympics were started since then, and it works on until now. The Olympic Games, every 4 years like they did back then. And it's also why people build arenas just like the Roman Colosseum now to watch a spectacle. Yeah. Except now it's not as bloody as before.
Yeah, obviously not.
You're not going to have people with sword and shield versus lions. Even though that'd be kind of cool to watch, but I know it's going to be gruesome.
And we know that a lot of stuff is going to falter. To where we see, like, somebody's arm get ripped off or some type of shit like that. So, no, they definitely not going to have that. Especially now with social media. Hell no.
They used to pay to watch lions eat people. They had a sword and shield, so they had a fighting chance, but if you don't know what you're doing with that sword and shield, bro, you ain't fucking with no lion. But at least they gave you a fighting chance. Shit, I don't know what I would do first. I think I would probably just hit the lion with the shield and boom, a 2-piece combo. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got, because the lion.
I think that's all you can do. All you can try to do.
If the lion gets one bite at you or one swipe of his claw, you're fucked.
Because the whole point of the show that people don't get is that they want you to fail. They want to see that gruesome shit. They want to see that lion tear you shreds from shreds. They don't want to see you succeed, but when they see you succeed, they're like, "Holy shit! This nigga just defeated a lion." Then that's when they start putting you in that Greek mythology. Then they're like, "Oh, you know this guy right here? Yeah, this guy's amazing."
That's how they got. That's how they had the dog fights now that on Michael Vick and shit. Because of shit like that. That shit don't fly no more these days. Now you got to do something legal with rules, referees, and a lot of people still betting a lot of money. That's always been around. HBO, no, not HBO. What am I talking about? HBO. Hard Knock Live was on back then. Hard Knock back then.
Big facts.
What was the other one? What was the other one? The famous one.
What do you?
Not Prize Picks. What was the other one?
Damn.
DraftKings.
And
They had
FanDuel.
and FanDuel. They had all that shit back then, and digital tablets.
FanDuel. Remember FanDuel?
Digital
FanDuel was straight. It's
stone
kind of like
tablets.
it's kind of like the same thing as
Yep.
Prize Picks.
They're like, yo, this line is gonna lose tonight, and if you won,
I like the one where you can pick your own roster. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Where you pick like, but you only have like a certain cap, so like you can only pick. But it was like, I think it was like 50,000 or something like that, and you have to pick throughout what you can. So instead of you trying to go ahead and pick all these star players, I would try to get like a bunch of like mid in between, and then just like one star. That would usually be my lineup.
imagine if you were like one gladiator that actually beat the Lions, and you lost everybody's money. They're gonna Julius Caesar your ass.
Finish him.
Just so you know, for those who don't know, this is not mythology. Julius Caesar was a real person. And when he died, he got stabbed 44 times. They're going to stab you no less than 44 times if you happen to be the only one that beats a lion and lose everybody's money. Because, you know, everybody bets on the lion.
Damn, man, that's crazy.
Because the lion usually always wins. But
Yeah, you usually think the lion. You're like, this
Nigga,
coming to the show like, this fucking lion gonna shut that nigga
bro,
from side to side.
You give us a time machine. If we go back to those days and they invite us to the Coliseum to go bet on some shit, are you betting on the fucking guy or on the lion? No, hell nah. You're not gonna bet that today's the day that the guy's gonna be the lion. Hell nah.
As soon as I see the lion, I'm like, there's no way in hell.
Hell no. Hell no. He's facing that lion.
That's like when I see bullfighting, cause I watch it sometimes. I'd be like, all right, fuck around and find out.
One of them horns coming.
And no, I've seen plenty of those happen. That shit's dangerous as hell.
Toss you in the
It's
air,
not
bro.
smart. It's just not smart. It's not smart.
Yeah, you're supposed to be fucking with these animals, bro.
It's not a smart idea. I see the rodeo. I be watching the rodeo, and I'm like, y'all niggas is crazy.
That's why Steve Irwin is so famous. That man.
Niggas on the fucking horse, like, I see his fucking knees go over his head because he's going so goddamn, because he's jumping so much. Like, get the hell off of me.
Yep. How many videos I seen dudes think that they could tame a bear and all of a sudden the bear just turns to them. You know what's coming. The bear's gonna go for your neck and your jugular.
You ain't been feeding me.
You know bears don't eat arms or heads or legs.
Oh, that's crazy.
I've seen.
Fuck they eat?
They eat everything else except that. I seen I didn't mean to. I heard a story about a guy that was out there in some camping trip with his buddies from work, and they were fishing and they saw a baby grizzly bear. So they were like, "Yo, mama's around, so let's stay away from him, right?" But they had the camera on. They went to the shed, and all of a sudden the mom came out of nowhere, and she just stood there. And on camera they have this, and then she just charged at him, and that's when the chick cut off. So I clicked on the link to see the story of what happened to those guys, and the first picture you see is the dude with his head, arms here, and this. I'm like, oh shit! You should have warned me.
Should have warned me.
I mean, I could see that shit, but I gotta expect it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just pop up with bloody shit like that, bro. That shit was, dude's face he had his shade on. Still, he has his shades on, and he was just like this. And I was like, God damn! And then there was another guy. His face was, you could see the agony of his face. So yeah, they leave your arms, your head, and your legs, but everything else they devour. They ate.
So they got both of them. She got both of them.
She got all four of those guys. There was four of them. And the comment said, usually the cameraman always lives, but not this time. The cameraman got it. The cameraman's the one with the gnarly face in his look.
You gotta show me this.
Nah, you don't want to see that shit, bro. You do not want to see that shit.
I love shit like that.
You don't want to see that shit.
I don't know.
It looked fake. It looked fake at first. I was like, wait a minute, is that real?
Nah, I gotta see
that bear with him.
That
bear with him. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't fuck with animals. So that's why those gladiators.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we get entertained by shit like that. You see what I just said? I was like, I love shit like that. It's just something about it.
No, I'm not betting against the lion. I'm betting your money against the lion. I'm betting my money on the lion. Fuck out of here. You can't fuck with animals.
You got that big ass shield? I don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
Motherfucker, go jump over that damn shield and take your life.
That one swipe you got with the sword, you better make it count.
You know what I'm thinking? Maybe with a spear would probably be the best way to go.
I know, but
and just like hold the spear like this, and put the shield like this.
But a spear,
so that when he tries to jump,
yeah,
it's just gonna stab him.
Yeah, but a spear, that's all you can do. With a sword, you could at least.
But I want him to come at me.
Yeah, I know.
Because I feel like me coming at him that's just not gonna go.
But with the spear, you could do long range attacks. With the sword, you got to be up and close. So you better be accurate with that sword. You better know what you're doing with that sword. You're one. Better make it count. Better draw blood.
So goddamn fire, bro.
Nah, that's
Gladiators.
Hell nah. They ain't get paid shit. They were mostly slaves.
No, I'm not talking about that time. I'm just talking about that movie.
Oh,
The movie was fire, bro.
of course, they were all fired. Every single one of those movies, even the Disney Hercules, which had black ladies singing.
That's the best one.
How you don't have a Greek
That might
movie?
be the best one.
A Greek movie with a black church choir.
Yes, indeed. Nah, for real, that movie was fire.
You had the gospel in Greek mythology.
Cool, nigga.
I think he said, Phil, what about them heels? He's like, nice job on them heels. He's like, I got your heels.
That was Danny DeVito, wasn't it? Yeah.
That nigga said, put him on a leash or something. I'm like, nah, nigga, you answer that. Don't back down now. Nah, for real, that shit's hilarious.
That shit was always funny to me. Ancient Greek with Negro spirituals.
Talk that sass, nigga. Talk that sass.
Disney was on one back then. I don't think anybody noticed that back then. They were their kids, but as you grow up,
You know,
you're like,
you see what they,
no,
what
that
they
ain't-
put.
that
You
ain't
see the
Greek
fine
music.
print they put now, right? When they
Yeah.
put the movies, that like but the old movies. I'm talking like Snow White and shit like that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this is this might be a little racial to some. I'm like, oh shit, for real?
I mean,
and then you look at it, you go watch it, you're like, damn, it kind of is.
it's like watching.
Pocahontas.
I don't know. I was gonna say it's like watching Mulan.
Pocahontas was crazy. Mulan was crazy
It's
too.
like watching Mulan, but they're playing salsa music in the background. You know.
Be cool, nigga.
Oh shit.
I'm just saying.
That's for real though.
Mulan traded to Hector Lavoe.
Hell no, bro. That'd be hilarious. You know there's actually a lot of Asian Puerto Ricans. So
I know.
That would be actually hilarious.
But-
to some.
Imagine watching Aladdin and you're listening to Hawaiian music. You know what I mean?
Well, you ain't gotta imagine anymore. You know now they got
That's
audio.
That's what they did. With
They got
Hercules.
audio for everything. So if you want to put your audio in Spanish,
Yeah,
you
but
can listen to.
I can't blame them
China.
because Greek music probably sucks. I mean, I'm sorry.
Fatality.
Greek music probably sucks. Maybe I'm not talking about Greek music now. I'm talking about ancient Greek music. Whatever they were playing, those harps, whatever, that shit don't fly. So they had to.
They didn't have no music back
They
then.
had to put Southern
They were
Baptist
putting
of the Greater Ebenezer.
hitting them drums. No, maybe.
I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. 'Cause
Tree of
I feel like
Life.
I feel like that's the only thing they could like really come up with, because they didn't have no instruments like that back then.
I don't know. But they had church music with Hercules. That's all I know, and I liked it. Well, I think we're going to cut it short today, everybody. Appreciate y'all. We're going to start doing the Nerd BA in a few. We're going to work on this. We're going to debut this Nerd BA. Pick up your best 5. Actually, make it 10. Give me 5 starter, 5 bench players. Anything nerd, the same rules as before. 1 God allowed. What's up, Cole? Damn, you always show up at the late times.
What's good, Brody?
I think we should just... Nah, you good, brother. You good. We were talking about Greek mythology. We're trying to compare NBA players to what would be
Equivalent.
the ancient Greeks equivalent. So I don't know if you ever watched like Troy and 300, Gladiator, Hercules, but we're trying to compare who's the NBA equivalent to those. And I had Achilles, Michael Jordan. Hector was Kobe. Hercules is LeBron. What's it called? Maximus was Steph Curry, and Lee what's it called? King Leonidas is Iverson.
Those were the new school, right?
But then if we had to do like, I was thinking all-time NBA, Hercules would have to be Wilt Chamberlain. LeBron would be Maximus. No. LeBron will be King Leonidas. Magic will be Maximus. Then I had Kobe and Jordan as Achilles and Hector. Still.
I like that.
I was thinking Bill Russell's as King Leonidas, but LeBron probably better.
You said Will Hercules.
Wilt Hercules. All right, you guys. We'll see you on Thursday night. We'll chop up the NBA, debut a brand new NBA team. We'll get to it. So we'll see y'all then, motherfuckers. It is a crazy way to rank. We were just thinking about it because let's say we had no more TV, no more Wi-Fi. Let's say some asteroid or nuke destroyed half of the world. And now the only way we could tell people the story of the NBA is with words. That's how Greek mythology started. So I was thinking, some millennial topic there for us because we like to drop millennial shit. You know, all those movies came out in our era, so.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Enjoy that game, brother.
Hell yeah. Who they playing? Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Oh, bet. But we'll see y'all Thursday, y'all. Be safe. Tune in. I'm gonna go watch KD. I'm thinking to go watch Steph Curry this Thursday here in Orlando.
He's the dummy who didn't go to the Warriors. He had a chance to. He said he wanted to find whatever success he could find in Phoenix with the team he has.
Yep.
He want to get loyal now. Whatever.
Enjoy that game, brother.